Hey, sunshine.
Look at this. If y'all aren't watching, if you're listening, welcome to What I Know So Far. If you are watching us, you can see I'm dressed in an ombre. I look like a sunset/sunshine, sunrise. I came with all the sunshines today. Welcome to What I Know So Far. I'm Trish Suhr, along with the magical Karen Mills. Hi, Kay.
Hi, honey. Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening.
We're so tickled y'all are here. We've been all around the world, and not that y'all, if you follow us on social media, we love you for that. Thank you. But we're about to enter a very busy season for Karen and I. The fall, y'all, gets real busy.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. we get busy when everybody gets chilly, honey. It's like we have to. It's like navigating. The holidays and football season and all the things in comedy, right? You've got to do all the things to navigate, and then to do life. And then for me, I also have my sweet husband Jace goes back on tour, so we are lucky enough that we've made our schedules be so that we can travel together, but there's a lot of logistics in that. And
yes.
So Karen and I are going to start bringing you the podcast in the fall every other week. So don't think we don't love you.
Yes.
We're just doing it in a different schedule on account of Karen. I mean, she's busier than a three-legged cat in a box of kitty litter. If you knew we were recording this in the cracks of life.
Yes,
that's what we're
both
doing.
that busy. I mean, and can I tell them what you did this week, or
I can't say yet.
Okay. Well,
I know, y'all. I got to do a real thank you. I told Karen, of course, I told Karen everything. I got to do a bucket list job, like for me. Like if I don't even want to call it a job. That I mean, they literally don't tell them, but I'd have done it free. But
yeah, we won't tell them that.
Don't tell that part.
But I've been more excited about your job than I've been on any job.
Oh,
I mean,
but isn't that fun when okay, I'll give you an example. This is not what I did, but this is an example. Years ago, I was lucky enough to be the voice in a very one of the highest grossing video games of all time called Grand Theft Auto 5. And I am a voice named Bobby June. If y'all have little children or if you are a big gamer, I'm Bobby June on Blaine County Radio. And so the point of that video game is that you get in a car and you drive for hours and you beat people up and pick up hookers. Not my jam, but
you lent your voice to it.
I lent my voice. And what was cool is the way they did it, Rockstar Games, made it so real that I recorded 8 hours. She's horrible. She's a very, I don't know, she's a horrible individual. She's not me, but it was fun to play. It was very scripted, and she wants America fat, and she's real conservative and kind of racist. So she was a horrible individual. I recorded this in 2014. But they set up a full talk show with guests and a producer. Like when I went to record it in New York, it was as if this was as real as a real show. And I showed up and I was like, what is this? And they're like, this is how we do it. And I thought, oh, and I felt like I was in Santa's workshop, because it was, I had no idea and there's 2,000 voice actors on that video game. So please don't sit here and think that I think I'm the Julia Roberts of Grand Theft Auto. I just was impressed that the detail that goes into that. So needless to say, that was a bucket list to be in a iconic video game. And I'm grateful that I got to do it. And so this new gig that showed up was a bucket list moment. And of course, I told Kay. And it was one of those things where I knew about it since July, but I couldn't say anything because everybody knows in the entertainment business until you're literally standing there.
And sometimes
then you don't even trust it.
Yeah.
Sometimes then you're like, I may be doing this, but no one's ever going to see it. So, oh well. So anywho, it was a big deal this week. That was super exciting for me, and as soon as I can tell y'all, I will. It was just, it was a lot of fun.
I'm so excited about it.
I'm smiling like a little kid right now, y'all, because it was just like, oh, I got to do what? So that was super neat. And then Karen and I started talking about, because Kay, first of all, I talked to Karen, was it 2 nights ago, which we know in this business, but she was such a bad mamma jamma. She did like 4 shows in 2 days and then proceeds to haul ass from Daytona back to Chattanooga. You didn't stop, did you? You didn't stay.
And at no 2 shows. Well, I did 4 shows and two in each location, but then I had another show thrown in there to a 3rd location. So every day was a lot of driving, and then had to come all the way back. So, yeah. I used to do it all the time in my, when I was getting started. And
Yeah, I do too. I don't want to do it now. I'm like you.
I know.
I need I need enough rest that I don't have any like residual ick road, as the kids say now, the ick. I don't like any road residue on me when I get up on stage because I don't want to have any leftover, you know what I'm saying? Like the driving,
I know.
road. I don't want to say road rage because I don't get road rage, but yeah, so Karen has worked her butt off and she's wore ass out. I'll say it. She's so good, and of course went and tended to everybody. And that's where this episode came from today. Was we were talking about how much we have to get through worrying about others in our life, and not in like we don't. Let me be clear. Karen, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I really don't. Like, if I did, I'd be in a ditch over social media comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean like that. I mean like we worry about the people we love.
Their well-being.
Their well-being.
Emotional, mental, physical well-being. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'll take it one step further. Even a comic that I don't know and I'll see them go up, like a feature, somebody's featuring, well, features I usually know, but if somebody's opening or something, I've never seen them, and they have one like hiccup, I turn into a stage mom off the side of the stage, just worried to death, like, I should buy them a milkshake. Oh, that poor angel. Like, it's not secondhand embarrassment. It's genuine concern for their heart.
Yes. Oh, when I see people that I know they want to do so well and then it's not going well, and I feel that
it
so deep in my body for how because you just want people to do well and not, it's so hard.
It's so hard. And that's not just in comedy, that's in anything.
Yes.
This is a perfect example of this moment. I saw this sweet couple, presumably on their first date. It was between the first and their third date, right? Just so I don't know what it was, but you could tell by their interaction. And they were getting coffee because, your girl was getting a coffee. So I'm in line. I'm like, oh, look at them. They're cute. Look at new love. I was like, you could tell they enjoyed each other. So let's just say between first and third date. And she's like, motioned that she'll go outside. And it was a hoop-de-doo coffee shop. So it wasn't just like a Starbucks. It was like, you had to go find a seat. So they order, and she goes out to find a seat, and he's waiting for the coffees. And so I'm boring as I'll get out, y'all. Your girl drinks black coffee with cinnamon powder in it. So the barista doesn't have to do a lot for me. So I get my coffee quick enough that I watch him get ready to walk out, and he trips and spills the coffee, and then the coffee goes on somebody else's back. And like, my heart instantly, I'm a big sister too on top of it. So I instantly went back, it's going to be fine. She didn't even notice, but she saw the whole thing through the window, y'all. So I was like, oh no. So that's what I mean. So I instantly went right back up to the barista because they were so busy. They didn't see it all really go down. Everybody else did, but they didn't. And I'm like, that sweet man that just ordered, you need to make 2 more on a day. I went up in full sister triage mode because I felt so bad for him. And he's like, that guy. And I said, yes. And he spilled on somebody. They said, oh my gosh. So they instantly started making new drinks. It was so sweet because they could have been LA buttholes, but they weren't. They were so kind. And we're like, we're on it, girl. And they're like, do you know him? I said, no, but I'd hope somebody do that for me. Like I would hope. And then I was like, do you have a clean towel? So I give the person that got spilt on a clean towel. No, I didn't need to be the savior. I wasn't trying to Tom Cruise the situation.
Yeah.
But I genuinely felt for everybody involved. And I don't have a button in which I don't have that. Do you? Can you like turn something off, Kay, when that happens?
No, I guess I'm what now is referred to as an empath.
Yeah. Oh.
Because
100.
I just feel everything.
I do too.
And sometimes
for
it's a burden.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't ever want anybody to feel bad. I don't want anybody, it'd be embarrassed. I can't take it. It just hurts my heart. And even I was telling you before when I tried out for America's Got Talent, I blew it. I bombed. I choked. It was bad.
You did not. And yes. I was there, so I can give you the real hand account. But go ahead. You can give your version. That's fine.
But, Simon kind of reamed me out. And he was right about a lot of it. But what the anxiety I felt afterwards I mean, I have failed so many times in my life. I can always get back up and go on.
Same.
But I felt anxiety for you and Christy and Janie, my friends that were there, because I knew they were going to have to try to make me feel like it was okay.
And I asked Karen, I said to her, wait, real quick, because we were having this great conversation when she was driving back from Florida the other night. And I said, we need to talk about this on the podcast. And I was like, they're our family and friends. Y'all are our family. We got to tell you this. And I said, wait a second, Kay. I said, did you feel that way after America's Got Talent? Because, of course, we knew right away if she was going through or, not going through. And she goes, yes. Like, I was worried to death that y'all were worried to death. And I thought, oh, my gosh, is that so interesting? Because at the time, I didn't think about it other than it just was like you got a raw deal because, the stuff's so produced. And Karen, if you've ever seen Karen do stand-up, it's so true. Like, if somebody has a bigger sob story, you should have heard some of these backstories.
It's a backstory competition.
It's a backstory competition, not a talent competition. Yeah. And so I was up there going, oh, she can go. That poor guy got ran over by a tractor. Like, you're going.
I mean, talent matters, but it's also the backstory is huge too. Yeah.
So it was just interesting that was the seats that you sat in for that. Was that you were worrying about us?
Oh, I know, because I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Lord, I knows I've bombed enough times that I've had to go, well, that didn't work. Let's go to the next thing and, just learn from it and keep moving. But I just hated for y'all to be in a position to have to try to make me feel better.
I didn't even think about that. Isn't that interesting? I just thought of you when we were having that conversation. I thought, I bet you that's what Karen thought. Because you and I both, I always, like when something exciting happens for friends of mine, like we were just talking about, we're so excited for Leanne and her new podcast. I have said prayers, not that I don't keep all my friends in my prayers, but I've said prayers every night in full, like, don't let her get upset because don't let her.
Her new sitcom, not podcast.
Her new sitcom, y'all.
Yeah.
So she's recording.
Leanne Morgan,
Leanne Morgan, sorry. It's that excitement. And I've done the same thing. My best friend Sabrina Soto's got a show about to come out on Hulu.
Oh,
and so I've been sick to death. I get weird secondhand worry for the people I love. Just because I want them to do so well.
Yeah.
That's really, and I don't know how to harness that energy differently. So I always just say, send them love, all the goodness. What God does for others, he'll do for them and more. Like I forever am praying all the good prayers. It's not that. It's just also, oh gosh, I hope they make it through. I hope this doesn't get in there. I don't know why I do that.
I know. I'm same, and I know everyone has a different relationship with their mother, but for me, my mom's, her identity is wrapped up is being our mom. That's her identity. So everything has always been around me and my brother. And if she thinks one of us, either of us is hurt, then she just can't take it. So I have spent my life playing down anything that might have hurt me and bottling up those emotions, because if I showed emotion, then I know she'd be devastated. So it's kind of built up on me and finding it difficult to really express my emotions if they're sad or whatever, at least in front of her. I can do it, but not in front of her, so I just choke everything.
Girl, you're over there just choking down dry bread.
I know it. I really am, because I just can't. I just can't take it if she's that upset, and she can't take it if I'm that upset.
Y'all are just staying in knots for each other.
We are. We're just in knots for each other.
I, on the other hand, have a very different mama. As you know, my mom's well, I love my mom, but she's a hot mess express. And I told Karen, I saw the movie Beaches when I was little, and the scene with Bette Midler when she says, okay, enough about you. What about me? What do you think of me? I was like, I died laughing in the theater when everybody else was like, oh, gosh. And I'm like, because that was my mom. So I just thought that was a normal joke. But my mom is one of those people that I love dearly. I always worry about her, but I have to worry about her from afar, because then the next thing you know, it's a whole different rodeo. So I wish that was the case, but I'm that way about my Aunt Teresa. My Aunt Teresa, who I love and adore, she's my mom's sister. You'd think she birthed me. I still think the jury's out. I think that she birthed me and left me in a basket at my mom's front doorstep. Because I look like her, I act just like her. We do everything. Like, it's almost frightening. We even do the same gestures. I mean, it's terrifying. Our nightstands are even set up the same at night. Like when we travel together, we've sat and looked at how our nightstands are in a hotel room. Funny. And she looked at me and I looked at her and I was like, oh, you're really my mom. But I say this to say she's 70. She's 72 this year, and I'll be always worried to death about her. I know that it matters to her that we talk every Sunday. And it matters to me that it matters to her. So
right.
I'm always like, oh gosh, I've got to do my whole schedule around that. And I don't, and I have to, make sure everything's done around that. It's never been said. It's just because I love her so much, I don't want that to upset her. Now, do I try this with my mom, y'all? Yes, but Judy prefers to text my mother. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've talked to her on the phone in about a year.
Really?
Yeah, maybe 8 months. Yeah, she loves a GIF, though. She'll send me a GIF. Now, she loves a funny GIF and a meme. But if I try to talk to her, she does like when she appears in my stand-up. She enjoys that highly. She enjoys being the joke in a good way because she thinks she's just shining. So, that's my mom in a nutshell. But with my sweet stepkids, I adore them. I'm always a secondhand worried about every single thing in their life. I think that's why God didn't let me birth any of my own, because I'd probably never sleep. I'd be your mom. I'd be worried to death.
Oh, and she was just a wreck when we had a game. My brother, we played sports our whole life. He went to college on baseball scholarship. I went on basketball. And, they were at every game. And I don't know, everybody had got bleeding ulcers in our family.
Sorry, we're not laughing at bleeding ulcers, but we are, because everybody's so tore up about caring
so
about
worried
each
about
other.
everybody.
Yes. Isn't that fun? Look, I'm going to tell you a story. This happened yesterday, and it's so fresh. I told Karen I was going to tell her, but she has not heard this story yet, because I was going to tell her yesterday, but I knew you just gotten back, and I didn't want to be like, girl, you got to hear this. This is about being good people, and when you innately realize you're just made differently. Karen is that way. I know I'm that way. And yes, I'm calling myself a good person because I work hard to be a good person.
Yeah, you are.
You are too. And good people find good people, and you
That's
care
right.
about each other. And there's so many good people out there that we all just need. We're more alike than we are different. So yesterday I went to my goddaughter's soccer game. I'm gonna give you two folds of this story. Okay, she's 8 years old, and I was like, oh, I gotta go to the soccer game. I can't wait to see her play soccer. And great, 8 years old, kicking butt. They beat the other team at the very end. This girl kicks a goal who never gets to kick goals, and it looked like it was going to be an easy catch by the goalie because it was coming oddly slow, And the goalie from the other team bends down to get it and misses it, an easy, it was almost in slow motion, and the parents start cheering because this little girl never gets a goal, right? So the parents on Olivia's team are cheering because they never get the goal. And the little girl that missed it, the goalie, just instantly fell to tears because she knew she shouldn't have missed it. And so I, objectively, being no one's mama out there, right, was like, to these grown women, y'all need to celebrate a little quieter. I'm so worried about this little girl in the goal because you could tell she was going to hold on to that until she was in her 40s and tell therapists about it. I was like, oh my gosh, this poor
everyone
Angel.
always remembers the worst thing that happened.
Yes.
That's what you hang on to.
Yes, unfortunately, that was going to be on her life highlight reel. And I was like, girls.
Low
And
light
so,
reel.
sweet, a low light reel, exactly. Sweet Olivia went over and to the other team, to that little girl's goalie, and said, it's no big deal. She goes, it happens to the best of us. That's Olivia went over and was like, because she saw her. I mean, it's like, it's okay. Don't worry. It's going to be it's no big deal.
Olivia, good people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, we were praising how great she was. And, and the moms felt horrible once, they didn't mean to overly celebrate. They were tickled for this little girl.
Yeah.
But you don't realize that something like that, this other girl saw it the whole other way. In her mind, they were cheering because she wasn't good. Right. That's the way.
Right. Yeah.
So
this isn't Friday Night Lights. This is.
Yes. Yeah. This is, what do they call it? Pay to play youth soccer. I was like, this is a lot of money.
With some actual sportsmanship. Yeah.
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 So,
I even take it in games that I played in college even. When we played a weak team, it gave me anxiety because I can't stand to see the score just run up to where it, and if somebody looked really bad, it gave me anxiety. I mean, I wanted to win. I was going to do what I had to do to win, but I didn't want anybody to feel like we're terrible. I suck.
It's the worst. And they beat them, I think, 4-0. So you felt even worse because it was like, oh, this was in soccer. That might as well be a landslide, as we know. And I just felt so bad. So afterwards, we go, Sabrina and I go, my best friend and her man, we all go for tacos, right? We sit at the bar because the restaurant was full. It was happy hour. We're like, sure. And we're sitting on the corner of this bar having tacos, talking about how great they are. All the girls were at soccer, wholesome content. We're sitting there. And we get up to leave. And as we get up to leave, I hug everybody, give my keys. And as I walk out, I go, oh, shoot, I left my sunglasses. I wear aviator Ray-Bans. I wear them all the time, y'all. I had not been out of that restaurant a minute, maybe 1 minute, when I hugged them on the corner and said, oh, shoot, I forgot my glasses. And it was a very nice restaurant, by the way. So I go to walk back in, and they're gone. My glasses are gone. And so I say to the bartender, hey, did you happen to pick up my sunglasses that were right here? She said, no, I didn't. Well, sitting just to the right of me was a couple that, quote unquote, was celebrating their anniversary. They had shots of very expensive tequila, by the way, at 3:00 on a Saturday, but I'm not Judge Judy.
Yeah, no.
And they left almost immediately after we left. So I said, I didn't see them. She was, wait 1 second, we'll have the manager play back the cameras, because it was like CIA and there's like 9 cameras. Y'all, the couple next to me stole my sunglasses. Not only did they not just steal them, you see the husband before I leave, or the guy, I don't know if it's a husband, the guy, tuck them under his arm on camera so that I don't see them. And they're very expensive sunglasses. Oh, expensive to me. They were like $2,000, but they're expensive to me because I paid for them. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And you watch him tuck them, and then they leave under 30 seconds after I walk out the door. And the sweet manager at this restaurant was like mortified, because it's very nice. And I was like, he said, I wish they'd paid by credit card. I'd walk you over to the Sunglass Hut with their card information and buy you a new pair. Because you can see right on camera in 3 different cameras, him tuck them to hide them and then steal them, right, walk out the door. I was like, I'm a different kind of human. I would have turned around and said, hey, this lady left her
you
glasses.
left your glasses. Yeah.
He premeditated to steal them before I'd even left. And it was so icky that I was like, man, and I even talked about it today in my stories on Instagram, because I was like, how would y'all handle it? One of my favorites who follows me, he's in Palm Springs, and he said, honey, he goes, I am Petty LaBelle. Petty.
That's funny. Petty LaBelle.
Petty LaBelle. He goes, I'm so petty. He goes, I'd have asked for the camera out front and found their car and followed. I was like, okay, I don't got time for all that. But it was such a moment, Karen, because I don't hold on to stuff. I really don't. But I felt really, I guess, violated. I know that sounds ridiculous. But I thought, I don't think like that, right? Like, here we are talking about how we worry so much about people. I innately think everybody's sweet and kind. I don't think someone's like, I'm going to steal from this person. And it was wild to me, because it was like the absolute opposite of what we were going to talk about today. And I thought, there are people that do the absolute opposite of what you and I do. We worry so much about if everybody's going to be okay. There's somebody could care less if I was going to be okay.
Yeah, too bad they couldn't add a few $100s to that, to his tab and give it to you. And then when he called about it, go, oh, well, you took those sunglasses, so we charged you.
We went ahead and charged you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Should have thought about that. We caught it in 4 angles. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi.
So you might not want to be a thief. You're not very good at it.
Shout out to Sweet Ramon working at Plata. He was so, he had secondhand, but he was so devastated for me. And I was like, it's sunglasses, it's fine. Like, it was one of those, but it was one of those, and I don't know if this happened to anybody, where you're like, I'm not crazy. I know they were on my person. And he even looked at me and he's like, well, I don't see them. And then he goes, oh, wait, when we were watching the cameras, there they are. And then you watch the guy start tucking them in. Yeah.
What a creep.
What a creep.
And who wants to be with that person? I wouldn't.
That's what I thought. I was like, I bet you he stole that credit card and he didn't even have the money to pay for them shots. I got to start going down a rabbit hole. What kind of butthole he was.
Well, all I know, I wouldn't want that karma if you don't think that's coming back on you.
I mean to say, that's been the only bright, shiny spot, Karen, that I thought, you know what, I can lay my head down at night knowing I am not the person that's going to do any of that shady mess to anybody at any time. I'm the person that's going to go, hey, you left these. Or if you didn't, I've been in places where I've seen people not have enough money to close out a tab. I'll turn to the server and be like, I'll pay it out. Don't tell them who did it. Let's just call it a day. Yeah. You know, I don't, not that again, not Tom Cruise, but I'd hope somebody would do it for me. That's what I like. I hope
done
there's
in a grocery store or different places where people are a little short and take care of it and not, I'd rather do it anonymously. I'm not one, I just want everybody to be all right. Parade. But good Lord. But, he's set something in motion now, so whatever happens to him.
I mean.
Because I'm a big believer in that.
Karma's a bee, honey. Karma's a bee.
Yep.
As I think Taylor Swift sings about it. I'm not going to quote her lyrics, but I'm fairly sure Homegirl has said, if Taylor said it, it's the gospel.
Then it's gospel, yeah.
Reasons I love you, Karen. You get it.
Yeah.
Karen gets it. Y'all, this was like we said today. I go, Karen, we've got to do, this is the other excitement. So we get to do a show together because we're about to hit the road. But then I realized I get to see you next weekend in person.
I'm so excited to get to come and see
Marvelous 3 shows.
Yeah, Marvelous 3 show.
Y'all, I mean, sorry if you heard my dog bark out there. That's Dude on patrol. Yeah. So this one will air right before those Marvelous 3 shows, which is super exciting. And what a testament. That talk about secondhand worry. I'm a stage mom. I don't know if rock star wife and stage mom are the same thing, but I stand there like in full nerves of like, and they're not spring chickens anymore. So I'm all like, everybody wear a supportive shoe.
Yeah, right. Don't twist an ankle up there.
Oh, and Butch Walker, the lead singer who I love and adore, Butch, and he's tall. Butch is like, I don't know, 6'4". Butch, I don't know if he forgets he's not 20 sometimes, but he'll jump off an amp every time. I hold my breath. I'm like, Jesus, please.
Oh, no, still doing that.
Yes. Yes, God. They get into it, and they're like, look at me. And I'm like, I'm looking at you. Please don't hurt yourself. I told Jace, he's like, I ain't doing all that. I'm like, thank you, baby. Thank you. My heart can't take it. I can't have you jumping off of amps.
No, we don't want you to go out of here on a stretcher.
Yes, I don't need you out there in a boot. No one goes, look at that rocker in a boot. And not a cool boot. I mean a good old air cast.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And there's nothing worse than air cast.
No. There's nothing rock star cool. I don't care.
If you think your heel hurts now.
Oh, God, yeah. All
Get
out
in
of
that.
whack. So Karen will be there for the shows.
Yes, I'm so excited.
We will put it up on the stories so y'all can see what's crack-a-lacking. But Karen's you're hitting the road, too. You've got shows.
I do have some shows coming up, yep.
Y'all, the dogs. Listen, I'll get to y'all in a minute.
Actually, this may already have aired, though, but tomorrow night I'm actually emceeing a show at the Ryman that's for Leanne and a bunch of other comics are doing it. John Christ, and
I saw that.
Yeah,
why didn't you tell me you're emceeing that?
I just found out.
Oh, well, then that's why you didn't tell me.
Yeah, I was called the last minute to come MC it, and so, but it's for the victims of Hurricane.
Helene and Milton.
Yeah. I think Helene's what got Upper East Tennessee so bad.
Correct.
And North Carolina, Western North Carolina. So it's Outback Concerts putting it on. It's the Ryman, and it's to benefit all those victims of that. So
well, thank you first of all for giving your time to do that. That's amazing, and I love that everybody's heart that they're doing that show. What's so necessary, especially as we start rolling into colder months and the holidays and all the things that are just about being displaced. So what a blessing that y'all are doing that. And I hope you raise so much money that it's just, being able to dole out and take care of everybody in time.
Yeah, I just don't know how to build roads any quicker, though. That's the thing that worries me.
I know
but we can get stuff flown into people. I mean, some of them are just, we've talked about that.
I know, temporary housing and everything.
I know, it's hard. So anyway, doing that, and then I have shows coming up just all around. Go to KarenMose.com and see my schedule. So
do it to it. I'll be on the road with my husband, y'all. I'm going to be on the road with Jason, and we head to Europe after we do all the shows. So I'm going to be like, well, look, it's going to be a month of excitement. You know how in the summer everybody goes to Italy and does all these things? I'm here in California tending to my dogs. So I do a fall, y'all, trip that is a little more exciting, and we're grateful to do it. And I'm grateful that I've worked my Delta Sky Miles to my advantage, y'all. Your girl, I could do 2 episodes on that. But that's what we're doing. And so that's why Karen and I are having to record some so that you can have some great episodes while we're on the road for the next couple of months.
I know, I'll miss you. You'll be gone for a while. We won't be
you know
talking.
I'll bother you from Europe.
Yeah, hopefully.
Come on, it's me. I act like we don't have stuff. Come on.
I mean, I will see you this coming weekend, so that'll be fantastic. But then you'll be in Europe. And...
Europe, and we've got a fun episode coming up soon with everybody's favorite Dave Carter, who has been on before. Yeah. He is so smart. He makes me feel like I'm not real bright when he's on because he's so smart. You know, when you're on with somebody, like Eliza Schlesinger's like that to me. She's like so smart that you have to feel like you have to read a whole dictionary before you hang out with them because you're like, I don't know what that word meant.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And you don't have to go that deep to find words I don't know what it meant.
So we're excited that episode's coming up, but we're going to bring you a lot more episodes, and that's what we're into. And if you want to follow us, you can follow me at Trish Suhr on all social media and go to trishsuhr.com, SUHR. And Karen Mills, where can everybody find you on social?
Karen Mills Comedy. And Facebook is Karen Mills Comedian because that's too long a story to go into, but, anyway.
It's fine. It's fine. Love and light.
Fine.
We'll get it back. We'll get it back. We love y'all. We hope you have the best week ever, and we'll talk to you really soon.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.